Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your favorite blind chef, Chef Ray. Today, what we're going to do, we're going to make oxtails. Yes, oxtails. Oxtails is something that everybody knows, everybody loves, and everybody wants to be a part of. You know, there's all different cultures that make oxtails, but today, we're going to hit it up with some Spanish oxtails. You know, I love some Jamaican oxtails. They taste tender, they're awesome, you can always find them. But me, I'm more on the Spanish tip today, so I'm gonna be doing Spanish oxtails. So why don't you guys come and join me and let's go get cooking. Let's meet tonight's players for tonight's dinner, our Spanish style oxtails. First up, boom, oxtails. The oxtails are big, oxtails are meaty, and they're gonna be succulent. Enough fat on it so it'll melt down inside the stew. So that's player number one. Player number two, we're going to have these leeks. Now these leeks are cut thin, which is really good. They'll cook up real fast and add that good flavor to it. Now if you don't know what a leek is in the onion family. I'll call this big scallion because it tastes just like the scallion. But one thing, you don't eat the tops of it, you can throw it in a stew. But normally you eat the bottom parts and the light parts. All right, next up, we're gonna have fire roasted tomatoes. You know, you got tomatoes. It's about 1 can of tomatoes, 14.5 ounces of fire roasted tomatoes to give it that smoky flavor, to give it that nice tomatoey flavor. Next up, we got diced carrots. Just 3 diced carrots, large dice, and you know, it's gonna cook down because we're cooking it for 3 hours, and you need things that are cut big in order to retain and hold its shape. Next up, to make it a little sweeter, we got the peppers. We got orange peppers, we got red peppers, and we have yellow peppers from what I was told because I can't see it. They're cut the same size as the carrots, about a large dice, because you want everything cut the same way so they can cook at the same time. Next up, we have 1 large onion diced, just like everything else. Same size, same everything. Again, we're gonna keep it rolling. And we got 3 cups of Pinot Noir. Normally, they use beef broth and Pinot, but what I did was add Pinot and then I add a cube of beef bouillon inside of it, just to beef it up. And then you have your dry spices. You have a teaspoon of thyme and you got 2 bay leaves. Now, when you're making a stew or anything, I recommend using dry spices because over time it releases the flavor. Now, if you use fresh herbs and spices, it might, you have to put it in towards the ending of it so it doesn't die. Now, also, of course, we're always going to need a little bit of oil, and we're going to need salt and pepper to do everything. So what we're going to do first is we're going to bring these bad boys back, and we're going to add some salt and pepper to them because you need salt and pepper on these bad boys. You're going to just season them now. And get some cracked pepper. As you can see, my trusted cracked pepper, I love this pepper. And then don't forget to turn them over and also season the other side. Now, then from there, we're going to get something that's really, really, really good that you must have. You must have. And this bag, it's not cocaine. Yeah, this bag is not cocaine. What it is seasoned flour, because you can't have too much seasoning on your stuff. So I done season it with different seasonings. You know, Chef Rick's special blend. Now I'm going to finish seasoning up the oxtails, and then I'm gonna dredge them in this, and then we're gonna put them in a pot and saute. Let's get it on. Now here we have a hot pan, and what we're gonna do is put about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our neck bones in there. I already dredged them in the flour. The flour was about a cup of flour of the special seasoning that I have. Again, it's a secret. And then what we're gonna do, we're just gonna put the oxtails down in there. And once we get them all down in there, then we're just gonna let them cook out until they start turning brown, turning them over, turn over each one. And since these are bigger, it's gonna take a little longer to brown. So normally it'll take about maybe 5-6 minutes for it to brown. But since it's bigger oxtails, take a little longer. So after this saute, we're gonna come back and then we're gonna saute the vegetables, all right? Let's get it. All right, here we go, as you can see. Nice. We're gonna take this out of here. All these oxtails out. Put them in a bowl. Nice and golden brown, as you can see. We done sealed in all the flavor. We're gonna put these to the side. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the vegetables. Or how we're gonna add the vegetables, we're gonna put the carrots in. We're gonna put the peppers in. Make sure we get all the peppers and carrots. And then we're gonna give that a little stir. Smelling good already. We're gonna make sure that since the flour is at the bottom, you're gonna put a little bit more oil in there. And then also the flour at the bottom is the fun. That's the flavor from all the seasoning. You're gonna want that as well. So we're gonna put a little bit more oil in there. And then what I like to do is crank up the heat a little bit to get this started. And then let it saute for a couple minutes. And then next we're gonna put the onions in there. Throw the onions in there. And then really let that go to town and saute. Say about another 5 minutes or so on that as it gets mixed up. And then also we're gonna put the leeks in as well. Just dump the leeks in. So right now what we got sauteing, right now we have the leeks, we have the carrots, we have the peppers, and we have the onions. So we're going to just make sure you clean it off of the side of the pot. We're going to let that saute for a little bit, get a lot of flavor. All in all, it should be sauteing for about 5 minutes. And then next, what we're going to add, what I like to do is, I like to add the dry seasoning as well. Not the bay leaves, but the thyme. So I'm going to sprinkle the thyme in there so the thyme can get roasted and sauteed and open up the flavor. Then what we're going to do is just stir it. So look at all that goodness. This is making me hungry. I wish this was smell-o-vision, where you guys can smell the different flavors that is going on, the seasonings. Now, once that is done, what we're going to do is add the fire roasted tomatoes. I'll add the fire roasted tomatoes in there. And then now we're really going to make sure that we're cleaning up the fond that's in there. Sauteing and slow down and let that get a little hot. And then next, what we're going to add is the wine mixture. I'm gonna let that come to a quick little simmer or a little boil, just to get a little heat on it. But as you can see, it looks awesome. As you can see, oh well, most of us can't see, but as you can have a person with sight can see that it looks good, it looks yummy. And now what we can do is we can add back the oxtails. You want to arrange them in the sauce, flip them over a couple of times to get nice and wet. Look at that. Look at that. It's just awesome. I wish I could see this, but trust in you guys to let me know what you think. You're gonna put that one in there. You're gonna put that one in there. Everything is nice and wet. And then what we're gonna say is, we're gonna add the bay leaves. Make sure we got those in there. Just put that in there. So, what we got in this pot right now, we got the oxtails, we got the leeks, we got the carrots, we got the peppers, we got the onions, we got the thyme, we got the bay leaves, we got the fire roasted tomatoes, and we got the wine. So, what I'm going to say to you guys, see you in 3.5 hours. Hey everybody, this is the finished product. Now, let me tell you what I've done within the 3 hours while this was cooking. Now, some people like the sauce chunky. I don't. I like it velvety smooth. So what I've done, and make sure you have a sighted person on hand when you do this, during the halfway mark as it was cooking, I removed the oxtails and I used an immersion blender to blend it smooth. You can also take it out of the pot, puree it in the blender, and put it back. Again, make sure you have a sighted person on hand with you. And also what I made was turmeric rice. Turmeric rice with leeks, garlic, and tomatoes. Now I hope this looked good. I hope you enjoy this. Check out the recipe. Come back, subscribe, like, and we got more recipes to go. So let's go on and let's eat.